Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Rex TV. Today, we're going to discuss the upcoming Southern African Development Community SADC Summit and the mass protests that are set to take place, causing fear in Zimbabwe's ruling party, Zanu PF. There has been growing unrest and dissatisfaction with the current regime led by President Emmerson Mnangagwa, and many Zimbabweans are now demanding change. The main opposition leader, Nelson Chamisa, and his party, the Blue Movement, have been at the forefront of the calls for reform and accountability in Zimbabwe. The upcoming SADC summit, which will see regional leaders gather to discuss a range of issues, including the political situation in Zimbabwe, has become a focal point for those calling for change in the country. Protesters are planning to converge on the summit to demand action from regional leaders to address the ongoing crisis. In Zimbabwe, the prospect of mass protests has clearly unnerved the ruling Zanu PF party, with reports emerging of a crackdown on opposition figures and civil society leaders in an attempt to prevent the protests from gaining momentum. However, it is clear that the momentum for change is building, and the protests are set to go ahead despite attempts to suppress them. The fear within the ruling party is palpable, and it is clear that they are feeling the pressure from the groundswell of public discontent. The people of Zimbabwe are no longer willing to accept the status quo, and they are demanding a better future for themselves and their country. It is also worth noting that the international community is closely watching developments in Zimbabwe, and there is growing pressure for action to be taken to address the crisis. Regional leaders have a crucial role to play in finding a solution to the situation in Zimbabwe, and the upcoming summit is an opportunity for them to show leadership and take decisive action. In conclusion, the mass protests set to take place during the upcoming SADC summit are a clear indication of the growing desire for change in Zimbabwe. The ruling Zanu PF party is feeling the pressure and is clearly aware of the unstoppable momentum building for change. It remains to be seen how regional leaders will respond to the calls for action. But one thing is clear: the people of Zimbabwe are determined to make their voices heard and to demand a better future for their country. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on this developing story.